Hey guys, Tyson Colby here from Innotech Marine. I'm here to show you guys a tutorial video today on how to install the servo motor fitment kit on a Yamaha 9.9 high thrust. First, we'll take a look at what's included in the servo kit. So we have our Accutroll coreless digital servo. It's waterproof. We've tested lots of different servos, and this is the one we've settled on. Has quite a bit of torque, and it's just ran flawlessly for us for a couple seasons now. Also included is these mounting brackets, some screws, hardware, 130-pound braid. We use the braid. We find it's easier to use than steel cable, and it's what links the servo to your throttle body. We have the servo horn, which converts into a spool, and we have this part which Yamaha calls an axle lever. This is a part we need to replace on your existing OEM part with this part, and I'll show you why. The part that is on the OEM accelerator lever for Yamaha has a thumb that comes out the side here, and that prevents us from actuating the servo, or I should say actuating the throttle independent of the T-handle or the remote. Some of the tools you'll need, a 10 millimeter socket with an extension, Phillips head screwdriver, some scissors, and I also have this 4 millimeter socket that I use. It comes in handy, and I'll show you why. This is not absolutely necessary, but you'll see why it's useful here in a second. All right, so if we come back and take a look at our motor, the accelerator lever is right here, and so we're gonna have to take this 10 millimeter bolt out and replace this part with the part that comes in the kit. So there's a little white clip here. You want to flip that up, and then you'll want to take this push rod and just drop it down. So this is where that 4 millimeter socket comes in handy. To get this white part out here, you just can stick it on the backside and push, and it pops right out. And you can see the difference here. This is the OEM version with that thumb, and this is the replacement part we're going to stick in there. So you can go ahead and save that. Just like that. All right, bloopers. Okay, and we'll stick this push rod back in, and then flip this little white piece and clip it back on, just like that. So now you can see we can actually independently move this throttle independent from the handle here. Okay, so the next step we want to do is go ahead and mount our servo. Um, this is a T-handle, I'm sorry, this is a tiller handle model motor. So it has a manual choke. If you had the remote version with an electric choke, there'd be an electric choke body right here. But this servo kit, this motor fitment kit works with both models. Okay, so the first bracket we're going to install here is this base bracket, and it comes with a bolt here that fits right there. Stuff never wants to cooperate here when you're on camera. There we go. So if I look down on this, we're going to end up actually just moving that slightly that way, and I'll show you why. So if we test fit it, we basically want that servo motor to be able to bump right up next to that plastic on the flywheel. Okay. Next step, next step, we're gonna mount the servo like that. Okay. All right. Next step, we're gonna switch over here to our braid, and we're gonna connect the throttle body to the servo. So like I said, we found that braid just is easier. You can tie knots, it's supple, and yeah, it's just much easier to work with than the steel cable. So the first thing we want to do is create a loop in the end of this so we can put it around this throttle body. So you know, there's plenty of line that comes with the kit, so you don't have to be super sparing. But what I do is I just go ahead and I tie I think it's a perfection loop. But any old loop in the end is going to work fine. Just like that. And then go ahead and thread this line underneath that tube and then through this eyelet. Okay, next step, we're going to take our round servo horn. And this is a backing plate that we include in the kit, which converts this round servo horn into a spool. And so we use a spool to sort of wind this cable, which eventually pulls on the throttle body. So we start with it separate and just take the round servo horn itself, and then sort of from the inside out, we'll feed the cable through one of these holes. And I don't know, get it about, right there. So you have some slack to wind up onto this guy. So what we do is we just tie a knot. And I just spin it a couple times to give that knot more volume so it doesn't want to pull through on that servo horn. All right, so we got a nice knot. And then the next step is we take that backing plate, this spool adapter, clip it on. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just walk this forward, winding up some of this slack. And then you just kind of got to get it close. You don't have to have it super snug just yet. When we go through the calibration process, when we connect the servo to the throttle control module, one of the first steps we go through is calibrating the idle position and the full throttle position. And so we'll take care of that later. But for now, we're just going to go and press this guy onto the servo. Remember to put this black screw to retain the servo horn. And then when we go to calibrate this, we're going to actually have to pull this round servo horn off one more time, but sorry about that. That's it. I think we're all set up. In the next video, I'll show you how we connect this to the throttle control module and go through that calibration process.